Okay, hello there, everybody. Welcome to the book club, The Science of Getting Rich. Today we are on chapters 2 and 3. Now, did you guys get a chance to read, refresh your memory, and listen to the audio? Nicholas? Awesome. Great. Okay. What do you think, guys? Would it be helpful to listen to the audio just to refresh our memory and then get right into the discussion? Yeah, Deb, you agree? Debbie?
Well, I don't know. So what I think, if everybody has already listened to it, then
Just go right into the discussion.
yeah, that's what I would think. But
Okay, and you know what? The recordings or the audios, and I copy pasted the whole entire chapter, so everybody can always go back and double check it, right? Okay. All right, let's get into it then. Chapter 2 was about we have the right to be rich. And it says, hang on one second. Let me get out of this for a second. Just bring my notes up here. Okay, there we go. Okay. And then there we are. Okay, so chapter 2, they talked about that it is an exact science like algebra or arithmetic. There are certain laws which govern the process of acquiring riches. Once these laws are learned and obeyed by any man, he will get rich with mathematical certainty. So for those who do things in a certain way, and get rich, whether it is on accident or on purpose. But those who do not do things in a certain way, no matter how hard they try, no matter how competent they are, they will remain poor. So I think the key to this is, first of all, knowing that, just lost my train of thought here a second. Knowing that we all have the right to be rich, regardless of where we're at, what vicinity, what occupation. It doesn't matter if you're beautiful, if you're a little bit ugly, it makes no difference. It doesn't matter if you're smart. It doesn't matter that it doesn't matter that you're smart. It doesn't matter if you're dumb, if you're lacking, people can learn everything. So you just got to keep that open mind. You keep your faith, and we go from there and just always believe. So when it says, I almost kind of got frustrated reading this chapter, and it's almost like I take it a little bit differently each time. It's like you have you're almost like, did I miss that the first time? Or, and that's not what it is. What it is you have a grown mind, a different mind from when you first started. It takes a different level of us to actually be aware and to being aware, I think, is the biggest thing, because we can't change what we don't acknowledge, right? So I'm curious, Nicholas, I'm going to unmute you because I want your opinion. And then Deb, I'd like to ask yours as well. Hang on a second. Let me get my thought about me. I knew exactly what I wanted to say and I spaced it. Okay. What is it that you think has to be done, Nicholas, in order to become rich? What things do you have to achieve? Because sometimes I feel like there's this huge checklist, and we only remember part of them, and you can have Post-its all over, and it's like, oh my gosh, every time you do a go live or something like that, it's like you missed something key that you should have concentrated on. Do you know what I mean? So I want to know, how do you go through that checklist to make sure that they all get hit, all the points that we are supposed to make?
I love that question. And the first answer, the first part of the answer might sound weird, but the first part I want to say, first, I believe it's so important to acknowledge that we are already rich. And that goes along with gratitude, because when we're starting to practice gratitude, we notice how rich we really are already. So, because, you know, when you're in a state of gratitude, you can't be in a negative state at the same time. So I believe that's so important. I mean, I just believe that I have two answers to this. The first one is this book, because this book talks about thinking and acting in a certain way. And when it comes to thinking in a certain way, it talks about you know, meditation, visualization, seeing what you want in your mind and have it as detailed as possible and keep it there for a while. And, you know, that process, but it's also about acting in a certain way. And if we follow the steps in this book, we will get rich. But, you know, I believe that there are ground principles or core principles that works, you know, with everything. Then, of course, you got to take different actions for reaching different things in life. But yeah, I believe that's what I have.
That's excellent, Nicholas. What are your cores that you will follow without faltering at all? What are those values that you're speaking of, the core values or whatever?
I've got them in my mind, but I don't know if I can bring them out now on demand. But, you know, basically just following what I know Melody Riber did an amazing call called the duplication checklist. And yeah, basically follow what it says in the book. First, think about it, visualize it, and have it in your mind, make it as detailed as possible. You know, feel like you're already there. Acting in a certain way equals, for example, if you want to become a pro network marketer, do exactly what Robert Hollis does. So, you know, first thinking in a certain way, and the steps there, as far as I can remember, is, you know what you want, what is your purpose in life. Imagine that, close your eyes and imagine that, and hold it there, make it as detailed as possible, and, you know, express gratitude as well towards it. And then acting in a certain way, it would be following the steps of someone that has what you want. I believe that's the best I can.
That's pretty darn good, Nicholas. That's excellent. Nice job. Deb, do you have thoughts on this?
Well, I really don't like going after Nicholas because he's so good, and I know my opinion isn't gonna be as good as his.
And you know what? There is no right or wrong opinion. Absolutely not, Debbie. You are entitled to your perception, your thought, whatever you have to do for it to get to work for you.
I think being consistent in your daily operations is the key to being rich. Is one of the key to being rich.
Nice. Nice.
But also, you know, I do meditation a lot, and I think meditation and thinking your higher power, and I think that that is one of the keys to being rich. And I always think that I'm already rich.
Mhm.
So, you know, I know it's going to happen eventually. I know I'm going to be rich eventually. So,
Do you follow your day? Do you act like you already are? I mean, do you hold that feeling in your gut? I mean, just get that vibration. I- I was excited about my Wednesday, my Wellness Wednesday, and doing that vibration because it's almost like I just really connected with how Abraham was talking about that. And it just made so much sense to me. That video that I left in the comments on my live, that is worth watching. I have watched it probably 10 times already. I just can't get enough of it because it just made so much sense. So, and I think going with your core values and, being ethical and not doing things like I've got to get the best of this person. That's not, it's like we need to focus on doing things without ulterior motives.
Right,
We
right.
need
Exactly.
to reach the top and be able to, allow that ladder to be put back up for all these other people to follow us,
Absolutely. Yep.
and if we don't, if it's a competition and we're racing to the top, and then kick down the ladder so nobody else can get there, that kind of acting and thinking in that certain way will not get you anything close to rich. So, and I think that's where a lot of people struggle. I honestly do, because we're jealous. We're like, wow, why are they doing so good and I'm doing terrible? And if we think in that way and compare ourselves to other people, we are not doing things in the certain way that we are expected to. And I think that's basically what it gets down to.
I think I just try to be the best version of myself. That's it.
This is funny because I've had a lot of bad experiences online. So that kind of sets me up to have a terrible attitude towards people. And instead of going into like connecting with people, I end up automatically assuming this person is after something. He's got no good intent or whatever, instead of being open and wait till they make that mistake. Don't just assume that they are going to hurt you. You know what I mean? That's been very, very difficult for me. And I think that's been one of my major roadblocks as well. And I have noticed, especially since working with Melody, absolutely, that I am starting to say things differently. Our words are huge. And whatever our brain stops thinking to hear what our mouth is speaking. And that is so, so true. So we really have to watch our words.
I get that. I try not to say but, but
But
I try not to say that word, but
you know what? Those are hard. All they are is bad habits. And if we can just, like Melody told me, and she said that I do it all the time too, Debbie. I say, but. And she said, just try to replace that word with however, and so if we can just replace those words and be conscious when we do use them, being conscious, like stopping in your tracks, like, oh my God, I just said it again, and correct yourself right then. That's being accountable. That's being acknowledged the errors that we're making. Does that make sense?
I know that when I was in the 30-day accountability, I was really, what's the word I'm looking for? I was really conscious about that. I don't think that's the right word, but it works for now. But now it's like, now that I'm not in it anymore, I'm I still try not to say it, but I'm out of practice, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? We need to practice every single day, because if I have fallen off and I go, say, a week and I'm not back into my normal routine, it gets easier to miss that. It gets
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much easier. It's just like, you know what I mean? And then it's very difficult to get right back into it. It is. And we just have to push ourselves beyond that comfort zone. And if we're not doing that, then we are not admitting how comfortable we actually are in our situation. Because if we were, you know, if we had to succeed, I mean, that is the only way that you're going to feed your family. You need to do this. You know what I mean? You don't need it bad enough if you are not changing your current situation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Do you guys think we talked enough about this? Should we go into the questions? We can certainly do that.
That'll work.
Okay. And I'm going to actually, once I find them, I'm going to put them up on my screen. I think it's easier that you can see the words to the sentences. Does that make sense? Okay. Hang on a second here. And I'm going to share my screen again. Okay. And this one right here. You guys can see my screen right now? I'm in that group.
Yes, we can see it.
Very good. I wonder, can I do something from here to stream it live, Nicholas? I don't think I can. I don't know. Let me move this.
I'm not sure.
It's okay. Okay, we're going to go right to chapter 2 in here. And right there. Let's see more. Okay, we're going to go right down to the questions. All right, can you guys see those okay? Okay, first of all, there is a science of getting rich. It is an exact science like algebra or arithmetic. There are certain laws which govern the process of acquiring riches. Once these laws are learned and obeyed by any man, he will get rich with mathematical certainty. Okay, so number one, those who do things in a certain way get
Rich.
rich, absolutely. I wonder if I can't write that. Should I write those answers in there? No, no.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Actually, I have them right. Uh-oh, I did have them right there. I did have them. I thought I put them in here. Oh my gosh. Let me put them in here real quick. Let me pause the recording for 1 second. Okay. Oops, not that one. Pause. Where are we? Oh, come on. There we go. Record. Okay. Nicholas answered the first one. Those who do things in a certain way get rich. Those who do not remain
Poor.
poor. Nice job, Debbie. What do you think, Nicholas? Should I type them in there?
It's in there.
With me, it's either way.
Okay. All right. We'll go on. Number 2, getting rich is not a matter of.
Environment.
Absolutely. Yep. Okay. Number 3. The ability to do things in a certain way is not due solely to. There's a lot of different words you can use in there. So even if it's close and it's not word for word, that's still right. You know what I mean? The ability to do things in a certain way is not due solely to talent, I think. It's not due. I mean, you don't have to be the greatest at something, but you can learn. You know what I mean? So it's not due solely to talent. Getting rich is not the result of the peaky, the peaky. It's not due saving, that's right, or thrift. Either one of those two, that is not how people get rich. In fact, they see the more you thrift, the less you will get rich. So, okay, nor is getting rich due to doing things which others, if you worked with somebody and there's people out there continually going home and not completing their job. So would it make sense for you to get rich if you went and completed their job too on top of your own? No, we just
No.
the best that we can for our present situation in that present moment. We don't go ahead and take on a week's worth of work just to get all caught up and ahead of everybody else, because that's being competitive. We just want to do all we can do in that present moment. I get that's how I take that. Okay, so nor is getting rich due to doing things which others fail to do. Okay. Number 6, we must conclude that getting rich is the result of doing things a blank way.
Certain way.
That's right. I saw you trying to get that. Good job. Okay. Number 7, any blank or blank can do things in that way can become rich. Any blank or blank.
Not sure. Is it man or woman?
Yep, sure is. Good job, Nicholas. Nice job. Okay, number 8, if like blank always produces like.
I think the last one is results. I'm thinking.
No, but you're really close. You are really close. And actually, let's see what it does say.
It is
Causes and effects. And
effect. Result.
Yeah, same thing. You know, like causes, blah, always produces like effects. So yeah, you were absolutely right, Debbie. The whole matter can be, if like causes always produce like effects, the whole matter can be brought within the domain of an exact science. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It does. Oh my gosh. When you get those, it's just like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. You know, that just excites me. It does. Okay. Although we have seen that it is not a matter of environment, blank does count for something. What they're saying here is, although we have seen it does not matter of an environment, but it should count for something. I don't know exact word they're using here. Let me see. Location. Okay, so location does count for something. So you would not open up like an ice cream shop out in the middle of Iceland. You know what I mean? Probably would not have a whole lot of business, or salmon fishing, you know, down wherever. I hope Katie knows to join. Anyway, okay. Number 10, getting rich involves the necessity of dealing with what? We have to have dealings with people. We have to deal with people. Whether we like to or not, there is no possible way to get rich without dealing with other people, you know, and we have to give them all the value that we can, plus more. We always got to go that extra mile for the amount of compensation that we receive. So that's kind of where that one is talking about. We have to deal with people. You will do best in a blank, which you blank.
I'm gonna take a guess here. You will do best in a profession which you are something suited for. I don't know.
Yes, you will do best in a occupation, a career, whatever, a vocation of which one that you love. Because you would be so much happier if we could do what we loved every single day. It wouldn't feel like work, you know? Okay. No one is prevented from getting rich by lack of,
Knowledge?
you know, let's see what it says. Capital.
Oh,
Capital. No one is that what it said? No one is prevented from getting rich by lack of capital, because they're saying, especially now in this era, we have so many resources at our fingertips. Anybody, any man or woman in this entire world can find a resource. And Debbie, you were dead on that resource for knowledge. Right? I mean, we have that access at our fingertips. So no one is prevented because they have no money or assets. You can acquire all of that as you grow, because as you grow, there are more and more opportunities that are going to be put in front of you. And if you are not growing, there will not be opportunities put in front of you. There will not, because obviously you are not living to your best possible that you can right now. So once we start doing that, then, then the opportunities are going to start flooding. Okay. Number 13, get rich by beginning in your current business and in your present situation to do things in a certain way, which causes success. What do you guys think? That's pretty good, huh? Okay, we're going to move right into chapter 3 now. I think I saved that already. So let's go back here. And let me just get into my chapter 3. Where are you? Chapter 3. Oh my goodness, let me pause again. Stop sharing for a second. Okay, we are on chapter 3, is opportunity monopolize. Who would like to speak a little bit about chapter 3 first? Okay, Nicholas. Yes, you go, bud.
I just love this book. Yeah, this chapter is amazing because, for when I read this chapter, I think about creative versus competitive mindset, because it talks about that, there is, what's the word in English? There is enough opportunity for everyone. I'm going to say it like that. When you are in a competitive mindset, you have to push someone aside, or someone else has to lose in order for you to win. And we want to be in a creative mindset where we not only believe, we know that there is enough for everyone, and we want everyone to win. I want everyone to win because it's possible. So that was what went through my mind while reading this. I don't know, hard words today. But yeah, I love this chapter.
There, I have the same take on that. It's like, yeah, we gotta be creative and figure out how we can open the doors for everyone else. So rather than kicking down that ladder, like I talked about in the last chapter, Deb, do you have anything to add to this chapter?
I really like this chapter too. In fact, you know, the first few chapters of this book, I really, really enjoyed. There's one or two I didn't, but I'll get more out of it when we go through them. But anyway, oh my God, my thought process is gone. I'm sorry, I lost it.
Sure, that's all right, Deb. I do that all the time. Believe me. You know what, guys? Yeah, and I've got room to talk, right? But yeah, we can't. When I first read this book, the first, second, third, fourth, like I said before, I didn't understand it. It was like, well, some of the things were like Nicholas has said before. It is, it's a matter of, I can't remember your exact word. Tell me what's in the air today that we are losing our train of thought. I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe it'll come back to me here.
I think it's probably our age.
Yeah.
Not to say that, but you
It's
know,
a matter of perception too. But anyway, okay, let me just I'll give my summarization. And Deb, unless you have more to say, you go.
I did, but I don't remember what I was going to say. So
Okay.
if it comes up to me, I'll text you and I'll say, I remember, Lisa.
Absolutely. Okay, so chapter 3 does, we talked about is opportunity monopolized, and I've already kind of went through what I thought, but I'm just looking through my notes to see if there's anything else that I want to point out. Okay, I think what this chapter is, it's like we can think of a million different excuses on why we cannot do something. And all it is a cop out because we make so many excuses. It's like, do we stop and hear ourselves sometimes? It's, you know, and I've been becoming aware so much more of how much I do that. And it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. We have an answer for everything. We are just so smart. You know, we got that answer for everything. Well, we're outsmarting ourselves, I think. You know, it's like, my gosh, if you can't see it as an excuse, you are never going to go any farther because that is always, it's just one huge roadblock that it's dang near impossible to kick over, you know, to go around. And we are setting up these obstacles all by ourselves and nobody else doing that because we have a choice in everything. Am I right? Okay, so basically, I guess what I'm getting at is just stop with the excuses because that's all it is. That's all it is. And as soon as we face up to that fact, it is nobody else's fault. Nobody else's fault if we are not succeeding. That is number one, uno, our fault. No ifs, ands, or buts about it because of the choices that we have. God made it so that we are the only creatures on his planet that have the freedom of choice. So I think we'll end that with that one. Unless you guys have something else to say, should we go right into those questions?
You know, I was gonna say something. Now, well, this isn't what I was gonna say before, but oh my God.
Go ahead, Nicholas.
I can't.
I hope I don't lose what I'm about to say now, but I wanted to share something from Melody's call yesterday, which I think is, how to say this in English? I think it fits for what we are talking about. So she talked about not using, what was it? Not using one word and using another word. Why am I losing my train of thought as well?
It was why and what.
Yeah, thank you. So instead of saying, and this goes along with excuses, instead of saying, you know, why is this happening to me? Or why is that like that? And so on. We can say, you know, how, no, was it why and how? Wasn't it?
I thought it was what. Why is something.
Yeah. Now I get what I was wanting to say. Instead of that, you know, and making up excuses why something is like this, we can ask ourselves, what can we do to solve this situation or make the situation better? Even if, you know, if something that we don't have control over happens, it's better to, you know, make the best of it. Just, you know, as long as we accept it, I feel that I get peace of mind if I accept it. If I don't, I just we gotta make the best of it instead of, you know, making excuses. And yes, absolutely. If I can only speak for myself, if I don't succeed in what I'm doing online, it has nothing to do with the opportunity or my mentors. It has everything to do with me. You know, if it's, what is it Melody says? If it's to be, it's up to me or something like that. Yeah.
If it's
so,
to
yeah,
me,
I just want to share that.
Yeah, we want to continually to blame our situation, our circumstances, but that is not the case, because whatever situation, whatever circumstance you are in, you can change that. You can absolutely change that. And all you have to do is work in your present situation to the absolute best of your ability every single day. Okay, so let's go right into the questions. That's
I remember now.
Okay,
Can I
go
say
ahead.
something, please? Now, I remember when I was in my daily choice, I always use the excuse, I can't do this because, you know, and I was using my physical handicap because of the reason, like I can't talk to people, or I can't talk to people because I can't type that fast, or I can't use my voice because I sound like I'm drunk. And I said that, I already said that to Melanie, always, you know. And so now I have my new teeth, so now I can talk to people. So so I'm my confidence is a lot better now.
That's
So
awesome. That's awesome, Debbie. Good for you. I like that. That's amazing. Yeah, you know it. So why aren't we reaching out to people? Because you felt like you had handicaps, that you couldn't talk because people would think something, right? And that is a limiting belief, and we all do it. We all do it. Oh my God, I got a huge pimple on. I can't go live. Whatever. Who gives a rip, right?
you're so funny.
But I am getting better at not worrying so much what other people think. And that was a very difficult one. I still compare myself to others. We are not perfect. I am a work in progress, you know.
Well,
and
it's just
all we
like
can
doing
be.
lives, you know, when I was doing lives, and I didn't like the way I looked, you know, because I was fat, but now I lost weight, you know, and so I feel better about myself. So I don't
We have
mind
to
doing
love
that.
ourselves first. We
Of course
have to
I-
love ourselves first, or we can't be a person that others can love unless we love ourselves first.
And you know what? I've learned to love myself, and I do love
I know.
myself because I know I'm a great person, and I'm
Absolutely.
good at people,
Yeah.
and I'm a good-hearted person, and and I would never hurt a fly.
And you just keep telling yourself that, and you have absolutely nothing to be ashamed of or feel bad about at all. You have every right, just as much as I do, just as much as Nicholas does, just as much as Melody does. You have every right. And just know that. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So thank you for this. This is awesome. This
You're
class we're
welcome.
doing is awesome.
You know, as long as one person gets a little value, then it was worth it. Okay, we're going to move on to the questions. And actually, this is going to work out time-wise, I think. Let me get back to the group. Or did I already have my chapter 3 up? I probably did. What a dingy. That's all right. Just temporarily dingy. Okay, and then I'll share my screen again here real quick. Should pause that, but that's all right. Let me get her down here. Look at there. Ah, see? Oh, you can't see because I'm not sharing. Here. Now, wide sis, you guys can be so proud. Look at there. I did it, but I can't remember how I did it. See it upside down?
That is awesome. I learned something new.
Awesome. See, then it was all worth it. Okay. The visible supply is practically inexhaustible, and the visible supply, invisible supply really is inexhaustible. Okay. And they're talking about the substance. Everything we need is it will be there. If people are in need of something, it will be there. Somehow, some way, it will happen. Okay, number one, no person is kept poor because he has been because blank has been stolen and withheld from him.
Opportunity.
That's right. Nice job, Nicholas. That was a tough one. Okay, number two, the tides of opportunity moves according to the needs of the oops, you didn't mute or unmute.
I said universe. I don't know if that's right. or not.
That's just as good. That's absolutely just as good. Needs of the whole as a population. So yeah, absolutely, that is correct. And to the particular stage of blank blank, which has been reached.
Human evolution? No, it might be wrong.
Abundance. No. Abundance 3. There is, oh, I was on number 2. My bad. Did I go into the wrong question? Oh, okay. It is whole. There, the tides of opportunity moves according to the needs of the whole and to the particular stage of evolution. I believe, but what was the other one? Oh, social evolution. Okay, we all were right. Social evolution. So, whichever evolution, whatever evolution era we are in, the universe will accommodate for what we need to succeed. We just have to have the knowledge and look for the resources which are available to us. And they are for everyone. They are. I mean, even if data is an issue or internet or anything like that, a person can walk to the library. You know, you can go to a coffee shop and have access to internet. Maybe not in every single country, but for the most, for as a whole, you absolutely have resources that you can use. Okay. And if you're saying you're not, it's just a cop out. You have not thought of a way to solve that. You know, we need to be problem solvers. We need to come up with the solutions. And if we're not doing that in our own life, how can we help others do that? You know? So, and I feel like that is holding me back somewhat too. I used to be, I don't know why I am not any longer, but I used to be a multitasker with the best. I'm telling you, I can multitask 2 classrooms at a time, my curriculum, my syllabus, I could be grading paper, I could do it all. And I was like that in my office too, until I went through all those surgeries, you know, back to back to back. And when I came back to work, it was almost like I was almost outside of myself watching, and I was like a fart in a whirlwind, going around in circles and getting absolutely nothing done because I had so much on my plate and I couldn't concentrate. And it was just, that was a horrible period in my life where I thought I really have lost it. And since then, I've kind of gotten worse, but now I'm on that backtrack. I'm going that direction where I need to be. And if we are not ready to receive, meaning, let's just say you're a hoarder, okay? Just as an example, if you're a hoarder and you got your house just full and it's like you have no spot where you can go and feel at ease and concentrate and get your mental juices flowing. There's always clutter, there's always chaos, there's always commotion. You know, that's what I mean by if you are not ready to receive the riches, then it's not going to happen. So we need to keep that in mind. Get rid of the clutter. You know what? This is a great tip, like just for women and their closets. Oh my God. You walk in your closet. I mean, clothes everywhere, right? So this one gal taught me this trick. She says, you put all of your shirts on a hanger, all facing the same direction, okay? And you go through them, and when you're done wearing that shirt, you put it on a hanger in the opposite direction, and you hang that up in your closet. And then you know when it's turned the other way, you have already wore that shirt one time. Go 3 months. Whatever you have not worn, get rid of it because you don't need it. And I'll tell you what, it absolutely works. We have way more than we need, way more. It's like, are you kidding me? And me having 2 houses and a walk-in closet in both, thank you very much, and they are still filled up. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. There are so many clothes that I never wear. Give them away. Give them to somebody that can use them. You know, if you can absolutely live without it, get rid of it. Get rid of it. And my husband and I are going through our home after 40 years and finally doing this. After 40 years, can you imagine? Okay. Sorry, I got off on a tangent. Sorry, not sorry, but I believe in it. Okay. Let's see. There is an abundance. There is an abundance of opportunity for the man who will go blank the tide with the tide instead of swimming against it. Okay. Number 4, when it begins to do things in a blank way, the blank class can become the blank class. When it begins to do things in a blank way.
Certain way,
Mhm,
certain way.
yeah. The blank class, this may be a hard one. The working class can become the master class. Does that make sense? Okay. Number 5, the individual worker is not held down by mental blank of his class. Oh, no one's going to get that. Slothfulness. But that's what it says in the book. So slothfulness. All right. That was mental slothfulness. Everything you see on earth is made from one original substance of which all things proceed. Original substance. Okay. Number 7, nature is an blank storehouse of riches.
Inexhaustible.
Yeah, good job. I knew you were going to get that one. Okay, original substance is alive with what kind of energy?
Sustainable energy.
Actually, creative.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's when we get into that competitiveness is when that's not a good thing. Let's just put it that way. We want to stay in the creative energy, not the competitive energy. Okay, the blank stuff responds to the needs of the substance is what? It's not formed yet. The formless, oh, I just said the answer and then it's right there. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see what it says here. Yeah, the formless. Okay. What number was that? Oh yeah, 9. The formless stuff responds to the needs of the whole universe as a whole. Okay. The formless stuff is blank and it's material, which the formless stuff is intelligent. Okay. This is really hard this way, isn't it? I should not have done those questions like that. But you know what? I can fix that for my course. So I'm glad that we're going through this because then I can make alterations where they need to be. So, and if you guys see something that should be different, absolutely speak up, okay? Because we don't want to be giving false information at all. Okay, so the formless stuff is intelligent. It is material that thinks. All we have to do is start that thought into the universe. You know what I mean? And then it will continue from there. Okay. Number 11, nature is formed for the advancement of life. Its motive is the blank of life. Increase.
Oh, I was wrong. Anyway.
Yeah, that's okay. Nature is formed from the advancement of life. All creatures were meant to grow, to increase. If you are not growing, you know that saying, if you're not growing, you're dying. And that is so, so true. Okay, you are not kept poor by a blank in the supplies of riches.
Lack.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So you are not, because you don't have riches right now, does not mean that you won't or cannot. You will not be kept poor for that reason. Okay. It's going to be because there's enough abundance in the whole entire world. for everyone. And we got to believe that, because there's a lot of people that think it's righteous or okay, or God wants it that way, that we don't ask for anything that we don't absolutely need. And that's not true. That is not true, because God wants to experience all the joy, all the laughter, all the excitement that life has to offer, and He wants to live that through us. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Any final thoughts on chapter 3, guys? No? Are we good? Okay, this was amazing, you guys. I think it was very, very good, and I hope you got some value out of it. You guys are adding a lot of value as well. Thank you so much for hopping on here and doing this. And I will post the recording as soon as I can. And I'm going to stop the recording.